Hello traders, and welcome to a new strategy video of mine. So today we're going to be talking about the pivot reversal strategy. And this is an indicator you can find on Tradingview that takes a look at pivot points for gauging momentum and possible reversal zones. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this video today is because it was the most requested video that I had on my Patreon. And for those who don't know, you can go to my Patreon and vote and suggest future videos I'm going to be doing if you're interested. So yeah, let's get started onto the indicator. So before I show you exactly what this indicator looks like, let's talk about what it is. It serves two purposes as a technical analysis indicator. It gives us exact areas to trade at with an arrow that tells you when to buy and when to sell, which is really nice. And it also tells you if the market is in a bullish or in a bearish state. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what that means on the graph. I would also highly recommend that you combine this indicator with other types of indicators, especially sentiment analysis, because I would not advise using just one technical indicator by itself, because we always want to have confluence and confirmation with other types of indicators and also other types of analysis as well. Okay, so this is just a cheat sheet that you can use for interpretation of the indicator. If you want to pause the video and just take a look at that. All right, so here is the indicator. You can see right here we have that red side arrow and a red down arrow. And we have a blue up arrow and a blue side arrow. So what's this telling us? So this strategy indicator is telling us exactly the candlestick and the time. That's the up arrow and the down arrow. And the side arrow is telling us the price that it was indicated to buy or to sell at. So the indicated price to buy it was right here, and the indicated price to sell it was here. The indicated price to buy it was here, and then sell here, and then buy here. And let's say that you had followed the strategy and you were right here with Bitcoin, and you had bought when it tells you to buy. Then boom, you would have captured about a $2,000 profit in Bitcoin, because we would have bought at around 14.4K, so you can see up here. We would have sold probably around that arrow, which is around 16.4K. So that is around 2K by my math. So that's just one example of what it's going to look like. Another one would be right here, where we were indicated to sell here, okay, and then we sold, and then it tells us that there's a very high probability, based on the pivot points here, that price is going to be a very good buy at this point. So if you had bought this here, you would have made that, which is about that's about 3,400, all the way up to about 4,200 for that side arrow. So that's a large percent increase. $800 in actual change, but the percent would be quite high. So this would have been a fantastic trade to take on the hourly for Bitcoin. And one really cool thing that I like about this strategy against other technical analysis strategies is that it did not indicate a sell here, and it did not indicate a sell here either, or here. It waited until the market was actually turning into a bearish state, and then it indicated a sell. But some indicators might have told us to sell around here, and if you had, you would have missed out on the profit. So that's what I like about this one. You can use it to confidently stay in trades for as long as the indicator tells you, and still be confident that you can reach higher price targets. Okay, so now let's talk about sentiment and combining that with PRS. PRS is the strategy that we've been talking about today. So if you don't understand sentiment, I would recommend that you watch either my live streams or my videos that I've made on them. And if you don't want to do that, then you can just skip this part of the video, and that's a-okay. But for those who are interested, and for those who want to go a little bit deeper into a little bit more advanced strategy, we can look at long and short sentiment and use that to gauge whether to follow a signal or to not follow a signal. So let's look here. We have a recent fall off in longs right here with a market bottom, and then the market responds moving upward, but the longs don't really move much. The shorts move up a little bit too. This is quite bullish. We have also an engulfing bullish candle, and the retail traders aren't jumping in on this trend. We're indicating a buy here. If we had bought that right here, then we would have been fantastic in profit all the way up to here. We would have made at least around 3,700 to at least around 4,300. before the market began to retrace a bit and then continue moving upward. We can also see that open interest is increasing as shorts and longs are both increasing, showing that new market participants are likely coming into the asset here being Bitcoin. So yeah, this would have been a fantastic buy, and it would have been validated by sentiment, as you can see here. At the 3,700 level, we would have bought. Let's go on to one more example. Now here's an example of a place we would not want to buy, and we wouldn't want to follow what the indicator is telling us to follow. We can see that long sentiment is increasing, and price is relatively stable, but we are in a clear uptrend. As you can see, price moved up, consolidated, then continue moving up. So this does not look like a consolidation phase. This looks like a continuation of an uptrend phase. So with longs increasing, that might mean that there could be trapped positions at these higher levels. And we're indicating a buy. And shorts are falling. This is not a place we want to buy. As you can see, price went up a little bit and then went down immediately. But what the really cool thing about this indicator that I like so much is that it makes you cut your losses very early. If you had accidentally bought here, you would have actually just gotten out of the market at break even. It would have been fine. You would have bought at around Ethereum at around, I'd say that looks like 287. You would have sold it around 287, 286. Nothing would have happened if you followed the rules of this indicator. And yeah, you would have lost nothing, but the market went way down. So you would have saved yourself all of this from an indication to buy here. And one more thing before I go into a live example of this indicator and also the statistics behind it. We can see here that when the most recent indication is down, what that tells us is that we are currently in a bearish market. When the most recent indication is an up arrow, that means that we are in a bullish market. So here onward, we are in a bullish market, as you can see here, for this period. And let me go back to this example here because I think this is a good one. Yeah, so when this was indicated as a sell, what this is telling me is that all of these prices are in a bear market. So we're not looking to buy. Absolutely not. We're only looking to buy when the indicator tells us that we're finally entering into a bull or a long or a increasing price part of the market state, and that happens right here when we get that indication around that 3,700. So yeah, this would have saved us a lot of money, but we still probably wouldn't want to take this trade because of the bad sentiment of the retail traders that accompanies it. All right, so that concludes it for the PowerPoint. Now let's get into the really cool part, which is the statistics behind this strategy. So right now I have the 1 hour on Bitcoin, as you can see. And what we have here is, it's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to show you guys this because like my camera's here. We can see that that's net profit, this thing right here. But the cool thing is this right here is buy and hold return. So what that means is that this backtester, meaning that it ran thousands of potential trades that you could take if you followed this system to a T, and then it tells us the percent gain that you would make. So if you had just bought and held Bitcoin, you would have made a 4,176% gain from the beginning of Bitcoin being listed on Coinbase. But if you had used a strategy, then you would have made an 11,000% gain. So that's about 3 times more than just buying and holding. That's very good. We always want to compare back-tested data with our net profit back to the buy and hold return. Because if a strategy has a lower net profit than a buy and hold return, we might as well just be buying and holding. So yeah, so that's the hourly. But these numbers actually change. If I'm to go in the 5 minute, if you see here, we can see that it's still higher. The net profit's 386 now, and our buy and hold return is 216%. And this is the 5 minute if you would like to scalp using this indicator. But as we can see, the 1 hour is leagues better than the 5 minute for a few reasons. One is that it gives you less signals, meaning you're going to pay less fees. 2 is that it gives you better signals. 3 is that it gives you higher profits as well, because 1 hour is longer than 5 minutes. And then the 4th thing is that it gives you plenty of time to decide when or if you even want to get in a trade or if you do not want to get in a trade. Whereas the 5 minute moves quickly. And if you get an indication to buy, you might already have the uptrend forming, and then you probably don't want to buy at that point. That's not really a problem with the hourly, because you could buy at all these spots here. So yeah, so this is the hourly and this is the 5-minute. The 5-minute has much more signals, as you can see. But if fees aren't a problem for you, then you can absolutely try to scalp with the 5-minute. And you can just see how good this indicator is, the pivot reversal strategy. Indicating a sell here, you want to buy here, then sell there, and so forth. You would have bought this bottom here, you would have then sold here, and you would have scalped this whole thing through. For those interested in how to get this indicator, because I know I'm going to get a lot of questions on that, hit indicators, hit built-in, go down to pivot reversal strategy right there. Where's it? Yeah, there it is. I started pivot reversal strategy, as you can see, and then I went to settings, and I like to change mine. I like to change the style to not have quantity, as you can see here. I think it makes it a little bit cleaner. So that is what I did on my chart. Yeah, so that was just a brief introduction to a really fantastic indicator that you can combine with other types of analysis, or you could just use on your own if it's a high enough time frame, like using on the 1 hour, and it gives pretty good buy and sell signals for free too, which is nice. Sell here, buy here, sell, buy, sell, buy here, sell here. And the awesome thing about this is that you can also back test it, hitting the strategy tester tab right down here on Tradingview. And that will tell you of all time of using that time frame with this indicator, what kind of profit you'd probably be looking at. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. If you have any questions or concerns on how to use this indicator or how to get it and how to combine it, leave a comment below. But thanks for watching.